Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim, Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim, Assalamualaikum, Jiayanu, Pakhairagale, Ni hao, Tunashumme, Washmale, Ohio Gozaimas, Guten Morgen, Hola, Bonjour, Privyet, Kaifa Hal, Hale Shuma Chatore, Ahlan Wasalan, Marhaba, Buna, Mucho, Gracias, Suavia, Bali Karaya. And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning into PTV World. You're watching World this morning alongside you very amazing, you're very lovely, and you're very handsome Shahzad Hassan Khan. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that each and every one of you out there in 46 different countries is ready to kickstart their day with us. I mean, you know, since we're talking about 46 different countries, it's not really important that everywhere it might be morning. So whatever time it is, make sure that you guys kind of enjoy the day. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, the weather over here in Islamabad is perfect, superb. In fact, it's just getting better every single day. From the last 2 days, it has been raining over here in Islamabad, and I think that everybody's just loving the weather because right after that rain, you know, you wake up in the morning, you see that everything's just so clean, green, in fact, lush green. And, you know, the streets you're actually driving around or probably walking as well, you know, they just look lovely and they give you such an atmosphere. They provide you with such an atmosphere where you know, unintentionally kind of feel, hey, you know what, it's going to be a great day. So inshallah, you know, this is one thing which I want everybody to feel, that every day when you wake up, this is that inner calling which you need to have. Hey, you know what, it's going to be a great day. Aaj mujhe Allah ne bada dena, you know, things like that. If you're going to start your day with that, inshallah, your day will be awesome. But other than that, there's one more thing which I wanted to talk about, and that is that it was very unfortunate for all the Pakistanis who are out there that New Zealand kind of had to go back. And then, you know, just yesterday we heard the news that England has actually even refused that they're not going to come for their visit because the England's men and women's team was supposed to come to Pakistan. But hey, you know what, we need to kind of think about it all over again. We need to change the way we're looking at this picture. We need to change this perspective. And who can do that? It's our team who's actually going to do that, because it's going to be World T20 Cup, you know, World Cup T20, and our team will be going and they will be performing. And I want my team members to please make sure that, you know, that the way that you're going to play is actually going to kind of put that pressure onto all of those world leaders in the cricket, that they come down to Pakistan and kind of play with us as well. So for all of those 3 or 4 changes the world's talking about, please make sure selection committee that you kind of select all of those players who are actually going to get this World 20 Teacup as well. So for Pakistan, and this is the way forward. We are a very resilient nation. We've always made sure to come back stronger, to bounce back stronger, and inshallah, we will. And we have seen in the past years as well with PSL, with Kashmir Premier League, and with all the other leagues which are taking place over in Pakistan or outside Pakistan, even Pakistanis, may it be CPL, may it be Lanka Premier League, Pakistanis go everywhere and they perform. But then at the same time, I think everybody kind of needs to support PCB, Pakistan Cricket Board, our cricket team, and we have to make sure that, you know, we're going to bounce back stronger, and inshallah we will. If somebody refuses not to play, I think that the pressure is on them rather than being on us. So please make sure that you make peace with it. It's very important. And today, ladies and gentlemen, it happens to be World Peace Day as well. And when we talk about peace, ladies and gentlemen, this year around, the theme is recovering better for an equitable and sustainable world. Now, I think in 2021, we kind of really need to consider that, hey, you know what, it was pandemic, and we know that as of April 2021, there were 100 or more countries which never received a single dose of the vaccine. So they're more vulnerable. And, you know, with this COVID-19 or with this pandemic, there has actually been a surge in stigma, discrimination, and hatred, and we need to kind of come in terms with that as well. Not just that, I think that we really need to kind of talk about the ideals of peace as well. We need to bring them to life. We need to make sure that we share examples from those ideals as well. And we have to think creatively, collectively. Then we kind of need to think that, you know, how can we actually help recover better? How can we become more resilient? Do you think that the education is going to play a role? Do you think society building, there's sports diplomacy, there's cultural diplomacy, there's tourism, there's religious tourism. There are a lot of things which can bridge the gap. This is something which we will be talking about. And today, you know, there's this just, you know, this is something I'm not going to call it tarka, but this is something which I felt that, okay, you know what, that we need to talk about. At times, there are days when you are not even at peace with your own self. So how to kind of come along or probably come in terms with all of you are doing, ladies and gentlemen, which is why we actually have a small report to share with you guys. Once you guys are going to come back after the report, we will be introducing our amazing guests over here in the studios, and let's see what do they have in their minds related to peace. What is peace, basically? That's a question for you after this report.
Today, International Day of Peace is being observed around the world. As we heal from the pandemic, we are inspired to think creatively and collectively about how to bring peace and stability, how to build resilience, and how to transform our world into one that is more equal, inclusive, sustainable, and peaceful. Pakistan has become a center of international diplomacy following Afghan peace process. Pakistan has been reiterating for years that there is no military solution to the problem of Afghanistan, and now it is registered in everyone's mind, which is indeed a great achievement. Pakistan has played an integral role in Afghan peace process, including successful evacuation operations, efforts for regional stability, and pledged to play its role for further improvement in diplomatic cooperation at all levels. On the other side, Pakistan continues to sensitize the international community about India's continued defiance of the international law and consistent UN Security Council resolutions. Pakistan urged international community to take forceful action on India's egregious human rights violations in occupied territory and denial of right to self-determination of the people of Kashmir. What India is doing in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, particularly after August 2019, has exposed New Delhi's gruesome face before the international community, and the world has started warning that the ongoing Indian state terrorism in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir is a threat to peace both at regional as well as international levels.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that was a comprehensive report. And yes, within the Afghan peace process, Pakistan was there. And I think that we played a wonderful role. We made sure that, that we're going to change the geoeconomics of this very region, which we call South Asia as well. And alhamdulillah, Pakistan is a global leader. We've always made sure to, alhamdulillah, kind of talk about peace, how to kind of sustain peace and how to bring peace to this region as well. And that's what Pakistanis are famous for. Alhamdulillah, we're a very hospitable nation. For all of those people who've been over here in Pakistan, they've loved the people. And I mean, they kind of get free goods as well wherever they're going to go. Pakistani people is so amazing that they would always not ask for money. Rather, they'll be like, hey, you know what, can we take a selfie and you can probably have that shawl as well. So ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan is all about peace. But on this peace day, what do our guests think about peace themselves and how to kind of have inner peace? I believe that inner peace is important, and whenever I talk about inner peace, I kind of think about Kung Fu Panda as well. But very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, we are very lucky that we've actually been joined by a social activist, an educationist. He always kind of vouches for education and how education can shape different communities and societies, which will eventually lead us towards peace as well and global peace. She happens to be Fajr Rabia Pasha. Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning, welcome back.
Assalamu alaikum, good morning.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Absolutely stunning, wonderful. Thank you very much for joining us. Wonderful to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. And alongside Ms. Fajr Rabia Pasha, ladies and gentlemen, we're very lucky that we've actually been joined by the 12th generation of Khushhal Khan Khattak Sahab as well. He happens to be a dancer, he happens to be a performer, and he's making sure that through cultural diplomacy, he's going to bring peace to this world as well. We're very lucky that we've actually been joined by Khanzada Asfandiar Khattak. Hello, Pira. Assalamu alaikum. Sange khairam barobar.
Walaikum assalam, Salamuna, how are you?
Absolutely perfect. Thank you very much for joining us. It's wonderful to have you over here, and that too on this day where we were talking about peace. Are you in peace today?
Of course, I'm in great peace.
And you come in peace,
yeah.
And we want to give out the message of peace. Wonderful.
Sure.
So, Ms. Fajr, I'm going to get my conversation started with you. First things first, how do we kind of, talk about the ideals of peace and kind of share their message with the rest of the world? Let's start from here.
I think, when we're talking about peace, we need to think of a society that is inclusive, that can provide equal opportunities to everybody, regardless of their gender, race, background, whatever that may be, or geographical backgrounds.
Yep.
So this is I think something, and you know what, when I think about Pakistan, I think we're in such a good position to promote the message of peace. Why? Because Pakistan is made up of so many different kind of people, from religious backgrounds, from language. For example,
we have 72 different languages in Pakistan.
Yes, so there is so much that Pakistan offers, in terms of when we're promoting peace, and we can showcase a society, how a society can be built and can live together in peace and harmony, regardless of what you could be a Hindu or you could be a Muslim or a Christian, whatever your religion you follow, whatever faith you follow. You know, we have so many sects in Islam, for example. So everybody has, you know, faith can never be same. You know, even if you follow the same sect, you could have different opinions about certain things. I could have different opinion, but it's all about building that tolerance. It's all about building, you know, acceptability towards each other, patience. We were talking about earlier. You know how. So this is all basically a society that can be molded. You know, we can actually build these societies, and some countries have done that. They have achieved it as well.
Exactly.
And but that requires planning. That requires the right education. Again, education. I'm sure we'll talk about it. The right direction and that vision where we want to stand.
Wow, that's wonderful. And you know, right at the beginning of the show, I wasn't expecting this, but you've always been stunning with your words as well. Alhamdulillah, you were immaculate, and thank you very much for saying that, because that truly is the way forward. And you know, such communities who've actually attained such kind of inclusivity, you know, within themselves as well, I think need to be shared as examples as well. But moving on to you, Khanzada Saab, on World Peace Day, what will be your message? Because you're one of those people who represent Pakistan on different platforms outside the country, making sure that we bridge those gaps where, you know, with cultural diplomacy and with arts, you make sure that, you know, that people kind of learn about our culture and that you share your culture with them as well. So please go ahead.
Yes, because you know, I believe that you know, peace can only be attained when there's love.
Yeah.
And love comes when you have your needs fulfilled, when you don't have your hunger, you don't have your thirst, when all your basic necessities are fulfilled.
Yeah.
And for that, you know, there should be removal of hatred.
Yeah.
And for the removal of hatred, there's only one solution: dance.
Yeah.
Like Maulana Rumi has said
Yeah.
that you know, there are many ways to reach God, and I've chosen the way of music, dance, and laughter.
Wow.
So you know, through beauty and through appreciation of the universe, we can try to love each other. And when we love each other, we won't be, you know, fighting with each other.
Exactly.
And then there would be utter peace.
And that's such a wonderful message, because you know, when you kind of put emphasis or kind of try to understand the nature, you know, so every other being who you're going to encounter is a masterpiece of the nature itself, you know. So once you have peace with everything else, you'll actually have peace with other people as well. But since we are a morning show, you know, I need to kind of ask things on a very lighter note as well. So you know, this is one thing which I liked quite a lot, and you know, I think that it's 100% authentic. So there was this amazing guy who was actually giving a lecture to a lot of other students who happened to be professionals, by the way. So he was like, you know, a woman is actually a miracle of God, Alhamdulillah, Allah Almighty. And to be very honest, what he said was right. He said that whatever you're going to go and give to your wife or woman, she's actually going to multiply it and give it back to you, all right? So he was like, you know, you give her a house, she will give you home. You give her groceries, she will give you food on the table. You give her frustration, she will give you frustration as well. So, you know, I think, and this is one of the most talked topics over here in Pakistan as well. So how do you think that husband and wife can have peace? On Peace Day, let's talk about this as well. How do you think husband and wife can have peace?
So I hope my husband's not listening at all.
No, but you know, you guys always live in peace, Alhamdulillah.
Yes,
We saw your pictures on
Alhamdulillah.
social media. You guys are a great family, Alhamdulillah. So please go ahead.
I think that's, and you know, actually a family unit is the foundation of a society.
Exactly.
Right? So that's actually very serious topic to
Yeah.
talk about as well.
With a smile.
Yes, with a smile.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, let's just look at our circumstances in Pakistan or our society, which is generally more male dominated, right? So a woman at house normally, not necessarily in every household, but you know, generally what tends to happen is that woman does not have the decision making power, or she cannot, you know, she's not given the freedom to do things that she wants to do.
True.
Or she's housebound completely and she's just expected to raise children and she cannot go out and work, etc. So that creates a lot of frustration between, you know, within yourself, because you see that everybody around you is achieving their dreams, they're traveling or, you know, doing whatever, you know, meeting friends, for example. So that these things then lead on to, you know, naturally a lot of problems. So that's something, you know, and not apart from that, I think, you know, when you're in a house, raising children, for example, that's usually seems to be a very important sort of, you know, topic in the household, how to raise your children. A husband might think differently, a wife might think differently.
And they do think differently.
And they do think differently, and there's nothing wrong with that as well, because like I said before, nobody would think alike. And it's very important that, you know, when you're living together, it's a partnership, you're raising children, it's like you're raising your business in a way.
That's how it is.
When two people are working together, you need to be a very good listener.
Exactly.
To start with, you need to be able to listen to each other's concern, problems, and sit down and resolve it. I think that's the only thing that we need to do as husband and wives. You will have issues with each other. Everybody, when you're living together 24/7, you have problems. You may say, "Oh, I want my clothes hanged," or "I want my toilet seat up or down," etc., etc. And small things sometimes seems to become.
Where's my water bottle? It's
Where's
not on
my
the
water
side table.
bottle? Why there is no cold water in the fridge, etc.
Or ice creams.
Or ice creams. Sometimes little things could turn into big problems.
True.
And when they only happen when you're not ready to sit down and talk to each other.
Yeah.
So I think that's the most important thing, and that also is the same thing that needs to happen in the society. So discussion forums, talking. I think we need to, what we really lack, for example, in Pakistan at the moment, there may be a lot of discussion forums that take place between professionals, and we talk about different topics, and we're talking about peace
And
today.
we like getting together and talking about stuff.
We like
na?
talking, but
Which we cannot change ourselves.
well, we can't. No, it's a good thing, because you talk, you share your concerns, your problems, and
You heal.
You get guidance, and friends understand what you're going through, etc., and they're there to help you. I think that's really good. But generally, what we really need to have is these, like community discussions. You just sit down and talk about things. The people from different sects could sit down and just talk.
Yeah.
General people.
हाँ, गप तो लगाओ ना यार.
Yeah, exactly. And learn to listen to each other and just build that. So
Exactly.
nothing happens overnight. You have to practice it. I think and then
Exactly,
just
and I
take it
like it, how, from what I asked, and from there onwards, she actually brought it back to the topic. You were amazing, alhamdulillah, you've always been amazing as well, but check this out, man, I'm going to get back to that as well, where, as soon as you're like, okay, what happened, and that's the time when they're not going to answer. You're like, acha batao sahi hua kya? Ab rehne do, ab kya fayda? Things like that, but you have to make peace with them. Coming back to you, sir, now when we talk about recovering better for an equitable and sustainable world, we obviously need to think creatively and collectively. How do you think that can be done?
Now the thing is that when
Because you are thinking creatively,
Yes,
you made
yes,
sure that
yes,
dance is going to be that medium where you're going to bring the world together. I
Yes.
mean, I can dance with you. That's not a
Sure,
problem.
why
I love
not? Why
dancing.
Yeah, we would love to
Yeah.
see
Yes.
that. Yes.
dance is love, and love should never be restricted.
Exactly.
So so thinking about collectivity or collectiveness, it's only possible to bring peace when the knowledge which you have, when you give it to others, because knowledge is power, and when you're giving knowledge to others, you're giving them their rights.
You're
also.
empowering them.
You're empowering them. So I have my own organization by the name of Teri Nawab Darbar,
Yes.
through which I also teach dance, and the basic reason to teach dance is to spread the message of peace and love. And through that, I'm doing cultural diplomacy. I work with different organizations, and I portray all my message through my dance. Because I've been working for development sector, and now I've realized that the message which you can give through dance or through theater or through performing art, you cannot give through sermons or lectures.
Exactly.
Because dance gets to the heart of the person.
Because these lectures are, I think, are a little boring, Acha, okay, so these are the 4 points. You go through these 4 points and you will have peace. No, you cannot have peace like that, right?
Yes.
So that's wonderful. I think I'm going to move forward on this as well, because Ms. Fajr, today we're talking about recovering better, and that too together.
Yeah.
Now imagine that even today while we're sitting over here, we know that there are more than 80 or 90 countries who have not actually received a single dose of the vaccine. So is this recovering together? Is this more equitable world? Is this more about where we think about the pain of others as well? Because people from the downtrodden segment have been hit more, and they've been hit adversely as well, because lack of jobs, lack of opportunities, household masle masail, things like that. So how can we come together and recover together as well?
I think that this is something very, and I think we as global community can set an example, right? But I think we fail to be honest. I mean, because
individually, I think a lot of people have taken initiatives. For example, there was this Zurez Reyes guy who actually made sure that for hundreds and thousands of people, he's going to kind of arrange plasma or from different blood groups and blood banks. He was on CNN, BBC. People have done quite a lot, but we need to do it collectively. हम कहते हैं अच्छा एक कर रहा है ना, but ठीक है.
Okay, and I tell you what. Just the other day, I was in discussion that Pakistan is the most philanthropic nation, right? Amazing. but we don't do it together.
Yeah.
Okay, so that actually means that we are creating less impact. If we're working together, we would be creating more impact. So I think that's something, you know, on one side, that's a great thing that I want to do something for somebody and help them out. But what's wrong is that I won't work with him and create more impact on this life of somebody who's in need, for example, right? So I think that's something very important and that needs to be changed. And you know, while we talk about pandemic and how to recover back from the pandemic, and again, like I said, I think we failed. Why we failed? Because many countries within the developing world have faced so much economic crisis, Pakistan being one, right? Which was completely, it wasn't in our control. I wouldn't say it was in control of government because every single country in the world got hit by COVID-19. But what happened? We lost jobs. We literally, I mean, you know, our economic growth is so slow at the moment, and this will take a lot of time to recover. That means a lot of families are suffering. I mean, I myself, I ran ration campaigns throughout last year, and we saw so much problem on ground in communities. This is where, you know, the global community needs to come together, make sure the vaccination is available to everybody. The right vaccination is available. We have seen just day before yesterday, UK announced list of countries who's vaccinated, where people vaccinated from that country will be
it's of no use.
It's exactly so. I mean, these things, you know, these things create division, and that's, you know, that's where I think, you know, people really, countries, global leaders need to come together, especially at this time, and set an example. Not only help other countries recover economically, but then also on the health front as well.
Exactly, and thank you very much for saying that as well, because ladies and gentlemen, towards the end of the day, I think it is the global leadership, you know, who really need to sit down together, have peace amongst each other. Hey, you know what? Okay, you know, you're doing a good job. I mean, what would it cost you to kind of give a compliment to somebody who truly deserves it? And once you start to do that, obviously that relationship, that bondage will be there as well. And since, you know, we were talking about that, how can we actually transform this world into more equal, more just, more equitable, more healthier, more wiser? I think at the same time, we will actually request Asfanjar Khattak Saab to kind of give us an answer in a very dancing way as well, you know, where we kind of get rid of hatred, we get rid of stigma, we get rid of discrimination as well. So Khattak Saab, are you ready?
Sure.
To answer my questions?
Definitely.
All right, please go ahead. So Khattak Saab, ladies and gentlemen, will be performing. He performs all over the world. He is the 12th generation of Khushal Khan Khattak Saab as well. He's got an institute with the name of Teri Nawab Darbar. And today it's his time to perform and make sure that kind of lets us know that how peace can be attained through dance. All right, and we can actually move the table on the side as well so that you do not have a little bit of difficulty. We're just settling, he's just settling, he's just fixing his wardrobe, ladies and gentlemen. And Khattak Saab, so if you can, you know, move the table over there. I'm sorry that I actually have to ask my guest today early in the morning. And please make sure that you're in the frame as well. Yeah, so I'll let you know. Okay, so can we please play the song? Khattak Saab, you'll have to come over here, somewhere here. Yeah, so that my camera can, yeah, this is fine. Right. Yes, wonderful. Are you ready? Yes. So can we please have the music? On World Peace Day, ladies and gentlemen, we're very lucky that we've actually been joined by Khanzada Asfanjar Khattak Saab. He's going to perform and let us know how peace can be attained.
Bachai Mosque, or the Royal Mosque in Lahore, commissioned by the sixth Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb in 1671 and completed in 1673, is the second largest mosque in Pakistan and South Asia and the fifth largest mosque in the world. Epitomizing the beauty, passion and grandeur of the Mughal era. It is Lahore's most famous landmark and a major tourist attraction. Capable of accommodating 5,000 worshippers in its main prayer hall and a further 95,000 in its courtyard, it remains the largest mosque in the world. From 1673 to 1986, a period of 313 years, when overtaken in size by the completion of the Faisal Mosque in Islamabad. Today, it remains the second largest mosque in Pakistan and South Asia and the fifth largest mosque in the world after Masjid al-Haram, Grand Mosque of Mecca, and Al-Masjid al-Nabwi, Prophet's Mosque in Medina. The Hassan II Mosque in Casablanca and the Faisal Mosque in Islamabad. To appreciate its large size, the four minarets of the Bachai Mosque are 13.9 feet, 4.2 meters taller than those of the Taj Mahal, and the main platform of the Taj Mahal can fit inside the 278,784 square feet courtyard of the Bachai Mosque, which is the largest mosque courtyard in the world.
right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. For everybody who just got tuned into PT World, you watching World this morning alongside Shahzad Hassan Khan. I hope everybody so far is enjoying the show. Earlier it was World Peace Day. We were in conversation with our amazing guest. You know, one obviously talked about cultural diplomacy. The other one talked about how education can help us reshape our communities. But not just that, ladies and gentlemen. Right at the beginning of the show, I said that Pakistan is a very hospitable nation. And you know, by hospitality, we truly mean that, you know, whenever anybody comes to Pakistan, I think that we actually have our arms wide open and we're like, hey, you know what, buddy, welcome to Pakistan, and we will show you around. So we actually are going to kind of share one of the person who's actually joined Marriott Hotels, alhamdulillah, as the executive chef over here. He's all the way from Istanbul. He's worked in Oman, he's worked in Bahrain, he's worked in Singapore, he's worked in Istanbul. And now he's finally in Pakistan, and he's kind of giving us or providing us with the unique and true flavors as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the kind of diplomacy which we were talking about is going to bring peace. And this is the kind of community we're going to set an example in that, hey, you know what, you need to follow this because this is how love and peace will prosper. We're very lucky that we've actually been joined by Mr. Metin Işçi. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Assalamu alaikum. Merhaba. Teşekkür ederim.
Marhaba. Hale shuma chatore.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thank you very much for this great opportunity to give me here.
It's
to
all
express
yours.
myself, to hear at least my vision and my observation. And thank you very much for all the Pakistani warm welcoming to me, and they really let me feel in like Istanbul. And says thank you very much.
Wow, that's wonderful. So
Thank you.
Islamabad is your new Istanbul these days, alhamdulillah,
Exactly,
and we want
alhamdulillah.
you to kind of have the best of experiences over here. You've been all over the world. It's been 7 days that you finally come and join Marriott Hotel, one of the
Yeah.
biggest and the finest five-star hotel chain over here in Pakistan as well. And you happen to be the executive chef. Wow, I mean, imagine being on job where you can kind of taste anything and everything you want. How does it feel? You know, going into any other kitchen and be like, hey, you know what did you do? Hey, this does not taste right. Take it away. Do you do that? Is that your job?
That does not come from the training, you know, which is this is the part of my job,
Yep.
testing every day, everything, because it needs to be everything in the right way, cooking in the right shape, right time, cold and cold, hot and hot, and need to be really. We need to make our guests wow.
Yeah.
That is how we need to do this. Responsibility of us, and at the same time make our team happy and our guests happy. This is the keep balance for both sides. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's wonderful. But you know that the best part is that even people in Turkey, you know, they're very fond of eating meat, you know,
Exactly,
mutton, beef,
exactly,
you know,
yeah.
likewise in Pakistan as well, you know. No matter what happens, we can even have mutton and beef in breakfast, in lunch, and then in dinner too as well. This is the kind of culture we have over here. So, you know, while you were coming to Pakistan and, you know, you've had such rich experience with Oman, Bahrain, you know, Singapore, and, you know, countries all over the world, how did you feel, you know, because it's been 7 days over here. Do you think that this time around, you know, over here at Marriott, do you think it's more challenging to kind of satisfy your customers? Or do you think it was more satisfying over there? Do you think that the customers are a little difficult here?
During my travel in the worldwide, in my experience, already had Pakistani friends, and that's really we have good relation with them.
Yeah.
That's for me the curious about the Pakistan.
Yep.
And second reason is Marriott Islamabad is something amazing hotel and big potential of F&B, which is every chef want to feel. You know,
Yeah.
there is a Chinese, Italian, Thai, modern Pakistani,
Japanese, yeah.
Japanese, lots of opportunity in one umbrella, and it's under my management, and I can put it my philosophy to that and make really amazing things.
Wow.
This has impressed me.
Which is why we've actually taken out a few amazing things as well, you know, so this is what people can actually expect from you if they're going to visit the Marriott Hotel. So please go ahead, tell us a little about these dishes, because, you know, this is one thing which I've certainly felt that, you know, you go to a five-star hotel, you know, they'll put a leaf inside, a little 2 drops of sauce, and it'll look amazing, and, you know, it'll be like 7,000
Yes.
rupees or 8,000. Yeah, please go ahead.
No, of course, when I'm from Turkey and worldwide chef, and this is normal. The people have expectation from me, from my cuisine and from
Yeah.
my culture food, and then I will try to give them the best dishes from my culture
Yeah.
and my experience also.
Which is why, you know, we're going to talk about this as well. So, you know, when you say best dishes from your culture, from your country, what are those best dishes? At least kind of, you know, give us the names so that every time we're going to go into a Marriott hotel or any other Turkish hotel, we know which dish to kind of ask for. So other than hummus or bread, you know, this is something which we eat regularly, thinking that it might be a very Turkish dish. But what are the Turkish dishes and what are the names?
This is a bit not easy to recognize and do separation.
Okay.
Because Turkish 5 different cuisine have in like East, North, Marmara like Ottoman side,
Yeah.
more or less in Istanbul, and from Izmir like Greek side, Asian side, total is Mediterranean cuisine. We
Okay.
find the East, it's the sort of lots of goods and meat. That's why not easy for me to say this is our best because
Yeah.
for me everything is best
Everything
in
is
Turkey.
Wow.
But the foreign, when the people coming to Turkey, more or less they took in Turkish doner, lahmacun,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
kebab, and big.
We love kebabs here.
Yeah, we love
With
kebabs.
chutney.
Here is also, and then for me need to recognize a little bit more the culture here, and
Yep.
then give the, what really I can combine with Pakistani products, and then
That they can
give-
enjoy.
exactly.
Wow, wow, that's wonderful. But you know, there's one problem. You know, but because what I've seen on YouTube and you know, because I'm into eating a lot of food, I work out
That's
and
very
then I'm
good.
like, okay, you know, I'm only working out because I feel like eating quite a lot. You know, imagine in 24 hours, I feel like eating 18 hours a day. You know, the rest I'm sleeping. You know, which is why I'm not. But I've seen the size of kebabs in Turkey. It's like the kebabs this big. How do you make these big kebabs? You know, because you know,
Yeah.
I've seen that, you know, they even have these big platters over there and they come with their 2 people carrying the kebab itself. And then towards the end, you know, it's just a platter, yeah.
Which is this is you see actually we have Turkey. We are most our common
I
point.
wish we could share the picture of that kebab
Yeah,
sometime.
this is family.
Yeah.
This family style. We try to sit like family and friends, and then we'll you can see on the table lots of the different kind of dishes, Turkish meze, food, cheese, olives, lots of things, and then the kebabs and the other meals come and after, and we sharing.
Wow.
This sharing is our part of our culture,
Wonderful.
and
And it's a part of our culture as well.
yeah, that's why I'm right place that you ask me, but I'm right in Pakistan,
Yeah.
and that's I believe I'm be representative of my culture,
Inshallah.
my food,
Inshallah.
and I will.
And you're a part of our culture as well. You
Yes,
know?
exactly.
Yeah, that's very important. But you know, there's one more important aspect which I wanted to talk about. Because while I was in my university, you know, my professors, they were very creative. They always thought about bringing in Ivy League case studies. And you know, there was this one case study which is about fast food chains. And this is something which I picked up from there as well, that whenever a fast food chain is going into any of the continent or any of the country, what they do is they send in a research team, and that research team kind of researches on how much the spices are being consumed by these people. And then they kind of administer the recipe over once again, and then what they do is that they kind of adjust to the taste of the people
Definitely.
of that continent or that country. So have you started to do that?
Small the combination we're doing
Yes.
because we cannot, for example, spice of the Pakistan
Yeah.
and the products is little bit special of here,
Yeah.
and then we cannot take from Turkey the same shape
Exactly.
to here. We need to combine. We need to see a bit Pakistani flavor. Don't affect majority of the recipes,
Yeah.
but we can combine. What is I'm doing started doing here.
And but you know, we're in a habit of overcooking. You know, we gotta cook. We put more oil. We put more spices. We like.
I have my Pakistani kitchen is very beautiful. Smell is come very beautiful, and yeah, the naan is they put the chapati naan and the biryani. It is
Yeah, yeah,
really
yeah.
smell is amazing.
Yeah, the smell is amazing,
Yeah,
and you know,
but just cook bit more. But this is the part of cooking culture.
this kind of reminds me my trip to US and UK, where you know, because you know we're so habitual of having so many spices and kadai and handi and biryani, you know, so the people, you know, if I would go somewhere, you know, they won't ask me if I'm from Pakistan. They would automatically say, you know, because you smell of spices. I think that this is something we need to take it as a compliment as well. But yeah, we need to kind of consider our health as well. But sir, you know, obviously we have talking about all the curries and you know kebabs and barbecue, and we love it. But what about the desserts? You know, we kind of love the desserts as well. Meethe mein kya hai?
Dessert, I think jalabiya.
Jalebi,
which
yeah.
Jalabiya you see here, and this is very similar Turkish dessert.
Okay.
We have like tulumba, it is
Yeah.
same, almost same mixture.
Yeah.
Like we have mishabbek is same mixture. We have rabani, it is from semolina. We have same as here.
Yeah.
This not to because syrup dessert is we call dessert with syrup. It is very close in Turkey also. We have baklava, same
Baklava, yeah.
syrup, and we have like kadayif,
Kadai,
kunafa,
yes.
Kunafa. It is almost with syrup
Kunafa.
items.
Yeah.
And that's why our dessert culture is very close.
Exactly, and
Not
you know,
so far.
people over there and over here, they love to eat sweet dishes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's wonderful. And you know, for all of these sweet dishes you've actually spoken about, you know, my brother-in-law used to get it from Turkey for us. You know, there's this very famous, I don't know how to call it, a mithai ki dukaan, I think that's what, or a sweet shop. And there's, you know, right on the top of the box, there's this big guy with the mustache. I think it's very famous over there in
Yes,
Turkey as
yes.
well. So the baklava always comes from there, and the kunafa as well, which is wonderful. But what are your plans? You know, so you're obviously over here. You've joined one of the most highly esteemed, most
Exactly.
prestigious
Yeah.
five-star hotel chain. You know, but you definitely have your own goals as well. So you want to be here for a longer period of time. Make sure that you serve the people of this community, and they kind of are happy with whatever you're presenting to them.
Thank you very much for the great question. This is actually, I'm here. I believe I will stay for long term,
Inshallah.
maybe 2, 3, 5 years.
Exactly.
Even this depends. But as of now, I feel I will stay more than 2, 3 years.
Yeah.
And my philosophy is very clean and very guest attractive
Exactly.
and flavorful. Of course, I will bring lots of the touches from the Turkey,
Yeah.
which is the I believe the people in social media write to me. They have expectation from me,
Wonderful. Yeah, they do.
and the Marriott Islamabad, it is really amazed me.
Thank you.
This is like the potential of the F&B, the guest profile, and the variety of our restaurants, like what people need we have here.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
wonderful.
exactly.
Thank you very much
And,
for saying that. And
uh,
you know, we actually want you to kind of stay here forever. And you know, if there's anything you want to share with us, you can do that. But you know,
Yes.
okay, I'm not going to name her, and I'm sorry that you know, I know that you're in the MCR and you're listening, but you do not stay for a longer period of time with the same hotel franchise as well. You kind of shift places, and now you're back. So congratulations to you too as well. But thank you very much, Metin Ishchi. You know, we want to wish you best of luck, and if there's anything you want to share with us, this platform is for you. You're more than welcome. Whenever you have a beautiful cake you've made, which is out of this world,
That's
or
awesome.
any curry or any kebab, which is larger than life, you can always come over here at the program as well.
And thank you very much for the opportunity time give it to me.
Marhaba,
This is
and thank
big.
you very much for joining us.
Teşekkür ederim. Thank you very much.
Wonderful.
Thank
And
you.
for everybody who's out there, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you write to us on our Facebook page, which is with the name of World This Morning, on your television screens down below. On Twitter, it's World This Morning without a G. On Dailymotion and YouTube, it's World This Morning. On Instagram, it's World This Morning PTV World. Please make sure that you go out. The weather's lovely out there. And if you want to eat, I mean, we have Metin Isti over here in Marriott Islamabad as the executive chef. So please make sure you go and kind of taste what he kind of creates. So look after yourselves. 1, 2, 3. Good morning. Thank you.